Hey folks, welcome back to Stoic Win. Have you ever been in that frustrating place where someone you're interested in starts acting distant or worse, completely ignores you as if one moment you had their attention and the next they're treating you like you're invisible? It's like trying to catch a butterfly. The more you chase, the further it flies away. What if you've done everything you can to get them to notice you, to engage with you, or even to miss you, and nothing seems to be working? What if you're sitting there obsessing over every interaction, hoping for a sign, but all you're met with is silence? Well, folks, if that sounds all too familiar, then today is the day you turn the tables. And if you think this only happens to people in romance novels or movies, stick with me, because today we're going to dive deep into exactly how to handle this situation and reclaim your power. Let me start by hitting you with a quote from Maya Angelou that cuts right to the core. Never make someone a priority when all you are to them is an option. Now that's real, and it stings, because it's true. Whether you're trying to attract someone new, pull someone back from the edge of distance, or even make your ex realize what they left behind, this is the truth you need to hear. The more you make someone your priority, the more you diminish your own value in their eyes. People don't value what's handed to them on a silver platter. They value what they have to earn, and this is where you start shifting the dynamic in your favor. Imagine this: you're trying to get closer to someone new, but instead of reciprocating, they're pulling back, or maybe it's your ex who left and now you're hoping they'll realize what they lost. But here's the harsh reality: the more you chase, the less they want you. They feel like they've got you wrapped around their finger, and as long as they know you're there waiting, they have no reason to miss you or rethink their decision. But what if you could make them see you in a completely different light? What if instead of focusing on them, you start focusing on you? Here's what you need to understand: attraction is built on desire, and desire thrives in the space between you and them. That distance they're creating, it's not your cue to chase. It's your golden opportunity to pull back and create a gap for them to feel your absence. People don't miss what's always there. They miss what they can't have. So if they're acting distant, stop trying to close the gap. Let them feel it. Let them sit in the silence. You're not the one who should be doing the chasing. You're the one they should be chasing after. Let's get something straight. You are worth being pursued. You are the prize here. Whether this is someone new who's testing the waters, or an ex who thought the grass was greener on the other side, they need to understand one thing: you are not sitting around waiting for them to figure out how great you are. If they're distant, let them be. If they're ignoring you, let them sit with that decision, because the second you stop trying so hard, that's when they start wondering what happened to the person they thought would always be there. I know it's tempting to send that one last text, to make one more call, or to accidentally run into them. But stop for a second and ask yourself, what are you really doing? You're trying to prove something to them, when in reality, you should be proving something to yourself. You deserve someone who can't stand the thought of losing you, not someone who's lukewarm, distant, or treating you like an afterthought. Here's what I'm challenging you to do right now. Take a step back. Stop trying to make them see your value and start acting like you already know it. Because when you value yourself, that energy radiates. And trust me, it's magnetic. People notice confidence. They notice when you stop trying too hard. They notice when you're suddenly unavailable. And that's when their curiosity kicks in. Why aren't you chasing? Why aren't you around? What have you been up to? That's more interesting than them. You see, when you step back, you create space for them to come forward. And if they don't, well, then they weren't worth your time to begin with. But more often than not, they do come back. Whether it's someone new who suddenly realizes they might lose their shot, or an ex who starts to wonder if they made the biggest mistake of their life. Pulling back is the ultimate power move. It's about showing them what they're missing without saying a word. So what are you doing right now? Are you still sitting there waiting for someone to notice you? Are you still checking your phone every few minutes, hoping for a text? Stop it. You are better than that. The moment you start acting like the incredible high-value person, you are the moment. Everything shifts. You don't need to beg for attention. You attract it naturally when you stand in your power. I'm about to share with you 7 power moves that will make you absolutely irresistible, so irresistible that they'll have no choice but to sit up and take notice. So stop holding on, stop playing small and get ready to level up, because what I'm about to show you will completely change the game. Let that one person, the one who thought they could take you for granted, see what it feels like when you stand in your strength. They won't know what hit them. And before we dive deep, here's a small task for you, an affirmation that I want you to drop in the comments below. I am irresistible, simple but strong. Those 3 words hold the key to everything we're going to talk about in the next few moments. It's not just about saying it, it's about believing it and owning that power. So go ahead, write it down and declare it, because this is the foundation of the transformation you're about to make. I am irresistible. Write it, believe it, and watch how everything starts to shift in your favor. You don't need a paper to write. Just go ahead and write in the comments. Once and for all. Believe me, this might look like a small task, but it is huge. You have to believe this. I am irresistible, as our wise Stoic legend Epictetus once said. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This is where it starts. You can't sit around waiting for someone else to validate your worth. You have to declare it for yourself first. So go ahead. Declare it loud in the comments, and let me see how serious you are about making a change. If you want things to shift in your favor, this is your moment to say it and believe it. I am irresistible. Let's see your power in music. Action number 1. Bury the desperation. So folks, let's discuss the first step in our journey of reclaiming your power. When someone distances themselves and ignores you, bury the desperation. This step is all about hiding your desperation and masking your reaction. It might sound dark, but trust me, this move is going to save you from emotional chaos and put the control back into your hands. Now what you might be thinking is, but how can I not react when someone I care about is pulling away? I get it. It's human nature to panic when we feel someone slipping out of our grasp. But remember, Stoicism teaches us to control our reactions, not the world around us. Let's start with a simple truth. The moment you show desperation, you hand over all your power. Think about it. When someone ignores you, they already believe they have the upper hand by reacting in a panic. You confirm their control. You're giving them emotional leverage without them even having to lift a finger mark. Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If your thoughts spiral into desperation, you're doomed to react from a place of fear instead of strength and fear." My friends, is not attractive. What is attractive? Control. Imagine this. You're texting someone. Maybe it's someone new. Maybe it's an ex. And suddenly they stop responding. You feel that sinking sensation in your gut. The anxious thoughts creeping in. What did I do wrong? Should I text them again? Maybe they're busy. And that's where it starts. The desperation builds, and before you know it, you're sitting there checking your phone every few minutes, hoping for that notification to pop up. But here's the thing. Desperation isn't subtle. And the more desperate you become, the more distant they'll remain. They can feel that energy from miles away. So instead of giving in to those impulses, bury that desperation. Now, burying desperation doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It means mastering them. You're allowed to feel confused, upset, or hurt when someone pulls away. That's natural. But Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control our emotions, we can control how we respond to them. This is where the practice of emotional discipline comes into play. When you feel that anxiety rising, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I am irresistible. It's a simple affirmation, but it carries immense power. You're not begging for their attention because you know your worth. You don't need to chase someone who doesn't see it. Let's get real for a second. If you're thinking, but how do I just stop feeling desperate? It's not that easy, I hear you. But guess what? You don't have to stop feeling desperate. You just have to stop showing it. It's about practicing restraint. The first step is to control your actions, even when your emotions feel out of control. Stop texting them. Stop checking their social media. Stop replaying every conversation in your head. And as Seneca said, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. That is poor by craving their attention. You're making yourself emotionally poor. But the good news, you have the power to stop. Here's a little humor to keep you going. Imagine desperation like that overly eager salesperson at the mall. You know, the one chasing after you, trying to get you to try their product, insists that you just give it a chance. What do? You run in the other direction, right? Well, guess what? When you chase after someone with desperation, you become that salesperson, and they become the person bolting for the exit. Nobody wants to be sold desperation. So how do you incorporate this step into your life? Start with small actions of self-restraint. The next time you feel the urge to text them or check their social media, stop yourself. Remind yourself that you are in control. Your value doesn't depend on their response. In fact, the less you react, the more powerful you become. This doesn't mean you're playing games. It means you're protecting your own peace. But what if you find it difficult? What if you're really struggling not to react? That's okay. Growth is a process, and Stoicism is about progress, not perfection. Start by giving yourself space to feel without acting on those feelings. Try journaling or talking to a friend, but most importantly, focus on you every time you resist the urge to react. You're building emotional strength. You're proving to yourself that you are enough with or without their attention. To wrap this up, let me leave you with another Stoic gem from Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This is your time to prove that no matter how someone else behaves, you remain in control of your own emotions, your own value, and your own life. You're not desperate. You're desirable. Keep telling yourself, I am irresistible. Drop it in the comments. Folks, say it out loud. Write it down and believe it. Because when you bury that desperation and start living from a place of strength, the tables will turn faster than you can imagine. And folks, if up to this point you've got any questions, a different perspective, or even your own story to share, please drop it in the comments. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's discuss what the most suitable solution is for you. Your journey, your situation might be unique, and together we can find the right approach. And stick with me tight, because the next 6 steps are going to take this even deeper. We're just getting started, and believe me, what comes next will completely shift the way you handle your relationships and your self-worth. Let's keep moving forward. Number 2, disappear into silence. So folks, let's dive straight into the second step. Disappear into silence now. I know what you're thinking. Silence isn't that passive, won't they forget about me? Well, let me tell you something. They will not forget about you when you apply all the 7 steps from this video. So stay tight, I get it though. The fear of being forgotten is real. But let me ask you this. Do you really want to forget yourself? Just because you're obsessed with someone else, are you really willing to sacrifice your own value, your own growth, your own dignity, just to keep trying for someone who can't even give you a fraction of their attention right now? Listen up. Silence isn't about being passive or weak. It's about power. When you go silent, you're not retreating. You're advancing. You're making them feel the absence of your energy. And if you think they're going to forget you, you're dead wrong. Silence doesn't erase your presence, it amplifies it. It makes them question, wait, why aren't they chasing me? What did I miss? Did I underestimate them? When you disappear into silence, they don't forget you. They feel you in the emptiness, but if you keep chasing, you blend into the background like white noise. So what's it going to be? Keep begging for their attention and lose yourself in the process, or take a step back and let them feel the discomfort of your absence. Imagine this, you stop texting, you stop calling, you stop reacting. Suddenly they're scrolling through their phone and realize you're not there anymore. And trust me, when you disappear here, they'll notice, they'll start wondering, wait, why have they gone quiet? Did I mess up? Are they with someone else now? That's the power of silence. It forces them to fill the void with their own thoughts and insecurities. It's not just silence, it's a tactical move. And let's not sugarcoat this. If you're sitting there afraid that they'll forget about you, you're already losing. Why? Why are you so focused on them remembering you? Why aren't you focused on remembering yourself? You're the prize here. You're the one who brings value, who adds energy to their life. If they're pulling away, it's their loss, not yours. You are not someone who waits on the sidelines for scraps of attention. You are someone who commands attention simply by existing in your own power. And if they can't see that it's time to show them through silence, not words. Here's the kicker. When you go silent, you also give yourself the space to reflect and grow. You stop wasting energy trying to pull someone back who's already walking away, and instead you start pulling yourself back to your purpose, back to your self-worth, back to the version of you that knows you are irresistible without their validation. Now I'm going to hit you with some hard truth. Disappearing into silence is not easy. It's going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel the itch to send that one more text to try to fix things, to explain yourself. But here's the reality: they already know your worth. You don't need to prove it by over-explaining. You're not going silent to punish them. You're going silent because you deserve peace. You deserve someone who sees your value without you having to remind them of it every second. Let's be clear about this. Silence isn't just about them missing you. It's about you rediscovering your own power. The moment you stop talking, stop explaining, and stop chasing, you reclaim your energy. And let me tell you that energy is magnetic. They won't forget you. They'll be haunted by the fact that you're no longer there, reacting to their breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs aren't a meal, and you shouldn't settle for scraps. Here's how you incorporate this into your life the next time you feel the urge to reach out. Stop. Take a breath. Ask yourself, is this text going to bring me closer to my own value? Or is it me trying to cling to someone who isn't seeing my worth? Every time you resist that urge, you're reminding yourself that you are enough with or without their attention. And if you're struggling with this, remember, growth happens in discomfort. If you're too comfortable chasing someone's attention, that's a sign you need to step back. Silence may feel awkward at first, but it's in that silence that you rediscover your strength, your resilience, and your undeniable value. Let me end this with a powerful Stoic truth from Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This is your time to react with power, not panic, to react with silence, not noise. Let them see what it feels like when you remove your energy from their life. You are not desperate. You are desirable. You are not chasing. You are standing still, and they will come back. And here's that affirmation again. Folks, because it's the backbone of everything we're doing here. I am irresistible. Say it, believe it, live it, because when you disappear into silence, you let them feel the depth of that truth. Drop it in the comments. If you have not already, I am irresistible. This is your moment to claim your power. Number 3. Forge the inner weapon. All right, folks, buckle up because we're moving on to the next step. Forge the inner weapon. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What weapon? I don't want to harm them. I love them, and I get it. You're not here to play mind games or hurt anyone. But let me tell you something right now. This weapon isn't for them. It's for you. It's about building the inner strength, resilience, and self-worth that will carry you through this situation and beyond. This is about arming yourself mentally and emotionally, not with the intention to harm, but to protect and elevate yourself. Because let's be honest, if you're the one always giving, always waiting, always hoping, who's protecting you? That's what this inner weapon is for. Here's the hard truth: when someone distances themselves from you, it's not about them anymore. It's about how you act, how you grow, and how you use that distance to fortify yourself. Every time you spend another second obsessing over them, you're handing them more power over your emotions, your mental space, and your peace. So what do? We forge the inner weapon that makes sure you are unshakable. Imagine this: you've been doing everything for this person, pouring your energy into them, giving them attention, them love, and now they're pulling away. What's the typical response? Panic, fear, desperation. But not for you. You're going to do something different. Instead of falling into that emotional spiral, you're going to turn inward and start building up your own power. This is how you win, without saying a word. Let's talk Stoicism for a second. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's exactly what this step is about. You can't control what they do, but you can control how you respond, and your response is to become mentally invincible. You see, this isn't about loving them less. It's about loving yourself more when you forge the inner weapon. You're not just reacting to their distance, you're preparing yourself to thrive with or without them. Let's break it down. What does it mean to forge the inner weapon? It means investing in yourself in a way that makes you resilient to rejection, immune to indifference, and untouchable by their absence. It means leveling up your mind, your body, and your soul, to the point where their actions no longer dictate how you feel about yourself. You're going to stop obsessing over their moves and start mastering your own. Here's the thing they will notice when you stop giving them all your attention and instead start turning that energy inward. It's going to hit them. They'll feel the shift. They'll feel the power. Number 5. Acknowledging her independence. Why it matters. In today's rapidly evolving society, women are claiming their independence like never before. They are stepping into leadership roles, pursuing ambitious careers, and cultivating their passions with tenacity and zeal. As a man, recognizing and acknowledging a woman's independence is not just a courtesy. It is a powerful tool that can significantly enhance your personal relationships and foster deeper connections. This article explores the reasons why acknowledging her independence matters, offering insights, examples, and practical advice for men seeking to strengthen their connections with women. 1. Understanding independence in modern context. To effectively acknowledge a woman's independence, it's essential to first understand what independence means in the modern context. Independence is more than just being able to take care of oneself. It encompasses the ability to make decisions, pursue aspirations, and express individuality. In recent decades, women have fought hard for equal rights in various spheres, including education, employment, and personal freedom. This cultural shift has led to an increasing number of women achieving personal and professional milestones. For example, studies show that women are not only earning degrees at higher rates than ever before, but are also holding a significant number of leadership positions in corporate environments. By recognizing this context, you can appreciate the significance of acknowledging a woman's independence. It demonstrates that you are not only aware of the societal changes around you, but that you respect and celebrate those changes. 2. Recognizing her accomplishments. One of the most impactful ways to acknowledge a woman's independence is to recognize her accomplishments. Women today are excelling in various fields, from technology and medicine to the arts and entrepreneurship. They are not just participants in the workforce. They are leaders, innovators, and change-makers. Examples of recognition. In the workplace. If she recently received a promotion, congratulate her with sincerity. You might say, "I'm so proud of you for getting that promotion. Your hard work truly deserves recognition." In education, if she's pursuing further education or has just completed a degree, acknowledge her dedication by saying, "Completing your degree while balancing everything else is no small feat. It's inspiring to see your commitment to your education." In personal projects, if she is working on a personal project, whether it's an artistic endeavor or a community initiative, express genuine interest. A comment like, "I admire how you're pursuing your passion for art." It takes courage to put yourself out there, can be incredibly affirming. When you take the time to recognize her accomplishments, it shows that you are paying attention to her life and that you value her efforts. This appreciation can strengthen your bond and help her feel respected and supported. 3. Building mutual respect. Respect is a cornerstone of any healthy relationship. Acknowledging her independence is a powerful way to demonstrate your respect for her as an individual. Women often seek partners who see them as equals rather than as someone to be saved or taken care of. How to foster mutual respect. Listen actively. When she shares her thoughts, make a point to listen without interrupting. Show that you value her opinions by responding thoughtfully. For instance, if she expresses her views on a controversial topic, engage by saying, "That's an interesting perspective. I hadn't thought of it that way. Support her decisions. Respect her choices even if they differ from yours. If she decides to take a job offer that involves moving to a different city, encourage her by saying, "It sounds like a fantastic opportunity. I support your decision to pursue what feels right for you." Share decision-making. In a relationship, involving her in decisions, big or small, can foster a sense of partnership. For instance, when planning a trip, ask for her input. "What do you think about this destination?" I'd love to hear your thoughts. By practicing these behaviors, you create an environment where mutual respect thrives. It shows that you view her as an equal partner, paving the way for a more profound and meaningful connection. Fourth, encouraging authenticity. Women often face societal pressures to conform to specific roles or expectations. By acknowledging her independence, you create a safe space for her to be her authentic self. Authenticity is attractive. When someone feels free to express themselves genuinely, it fosters a deeper emotional connection. Encouraging authenticity. Ask open-ended questions. Engage her in conversations that allow her to share her true self. For example, "What are your passions outside of work?" Invites her to open up about what truly matters to her. Wonder the more they think about you, that's where the power lies. Think about it. Like this mystery is like an invitation without a map. You're inviting them to figure you out, but you're not giving them the directions they have to work for it. And in that process, they'll start to value your attention more because they realize it's not something they can easily predict or control. Let's talk Stoicism for a moment. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In this case, your reaction is to become a mystery. Don't react in a way they expect. Don't give them the satisfaction of knowing exactly where your head is at. Instead, let your actions or lack of actions make them wonder. When you summon the power of mystery, you shift the dynamic without saying a word. And remember, this mystery doesn't mean playing games. It means cultivating a sense of intrigue by not revealing everything about yourself. It's about knowing your worth and letting them come to you because they're drawn to what they can't quite figure out. When you summon the power of mystery, you become irresistible. So here's your affirmation for this step. I am intriguing, say it, believe it, and watch how the dynamic changes when you let a little mystery do the talking. Number 5, embrace emotional armor. All right, folks, let's jump into the next crucial step. Embrace emotional armor. Now, I know what you're thinking. Emotional armor. What does that even mean? It means building a shield around your emotions, so you stop getting hurt by every little thing they do or don't do when someone distances themselves. Your instinct might be to let it get to you, to feel wounded by their indifference. But here's the reality. If you let every little action or lack of action break you down, you're giving them all the control, and that ends now. Emotional armor is about protecting yourself from unnecessary emotional damage. It doesn't mean you stop caring or feeling altogether. It means you don't allow their behavior to determine your mood, your worth, or your happiness. You become immune to their games when they ignore you instead of feeling rejected. You stand firm knowing that their actions don't define you. Let's face it, when someone distances themselves, the first hit you take is emotional. You start questioning yourself, doubting your worth, and feeling vulnerable. But that's where emotional armor comes in. You choose not to let their actions have power over you. It's about standing in your strength and saying, I am in control of my emotions, not them. Imagine this. They go silent. They don't respond to your or texts or calls. The old you might have felt crushed, sitting there wondering what you did wrong. But the new you. You've embraced your emotional armor. You don't crumble at their silence. Instead, you stand firm. Knowing that their lack of response doesn't shake your self-worth, you remain emotionally bulletproof. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This is the essence of emotional armor. You control how much emotional energy you invest. If they're pulling away instead of pouring more emotion into a situation you can't control, you redirect that energy into yourself. You put on your emotional armor, protecting your peace, your happiness, and your self-respect. And here's the thing, when you're emotionally armored, you become incredibly attractive. People are drawn to those who are emotionally secure, who don't crumble or react to every little thing. You exude confidence and self-control. They'll wonder why you're not chasing, why you're not fazed by their silence. And that's when the tables turn suddenly. They're the ones feeling vulnerable. Embrace emotional armor and you'll see how quickly things shift in your favor. You stop needing their validation and start standing in your own strength. This isn't about being cold, it's about being emotionally unshakable, and here's your affirmation for this step: I am untouchable. Say it, feel it, live it. Because when you embrace emotional armor, no one can break you down. You are in control of your emotions, and that makes you absolutely unstoppable. Number 6. Flip F. The script without words. All right, folks, let's dive into step number 6. Flip the script without words. Now this one is powerful. You might be wondering, how can I change the dynamic without saying a word? Let me tell you right now, actions speak louder than words, and your silence combined with strategic actions can completely flip the situation in your favor. This step is all about showing them, not telling them that you've changed the game. When someone distances themselves, the instinct is to chase after them, ask questions, or try to explain your feelings. But that's the old way of doing things. Now you flip the script by going silent and letting your actions do the talking. This is about showing them that you're no longer emotionally available on their terms. You've reclaimed your power and they'll feel it without you having to say a single word. Imagine this. They've been pulling away, leaving you on red, ignoring your texts. And just when they think they've got you figured out, you do nothing. You don't react. You don't chase. Instead, you start focusing on your life, your growth, your happiness. You disappear into your own world, and suddenly they feel the shift. They'll start to wonder, wait, why aren't they chasing me? Why aren't they trying to explain themselves? This is where the power lies. You've flipped the script by not feeding into their expectations. By removing your emotional energy from the situation, you're sending a clear message. I'm no longer playing by your rules, and the beauty of this, you don't need to say a word to get your point across. Your absence, your silence, and your focus on yourself speak volumes. They will notice the shift and it will get under their skin. They'll start questioning themselves, not you. This step taps into a key Stoic principle. Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one. This means you stop explaining. Stop trying to prove your worth and instead live it. Let your actions reflect your growth and strength. When they see that you're no longer emotionally reacting to their distance, they'll feel the shift and it'll make them question everything. Here's a little secret: the less you say, the more they think. When you stop engaging in the usual emotional back and forth, you force them to confront their own behavior. And here's where the real magic happens. They'll start to wonder if they made a mistake, if they underestimated you, if you've moved on. You flip the script and suddenly they're the ones feeling unsure. Flipping the script without words is about making them feel your power through your actions, not your pleas for attention. It's about showing them that their silence doesn't break you. It makes you stronger, more focused, and more in control of your own life. And here's your affirmation for this step: I am in control. Say it with conviction. Because when you flip the script without words, you're showing them that you're the one in control of your emotions, your energy, and your life. You don't need to chase or explain your actions. Do all the talking. You are in control. Number 7. Let them chase shadows. All right, folks. Now we've come to the final and most powerful step. Let them chase shadows. This step isn't just about distance. It's about turning the tables so hard that they'll be running in circles trying to figure out what happened. And trust me when you do this, right? They'll be chasing you before they even realize what's going on. Now I know what you're thinking: chase shadows. What does that even mean? It means you stop being the one who's predictable, available, and easy to reach. You become a ghost of the person they thought they had control over. You're no longer emotionally accessible on demand. You're no longer the one waiting for their messages or bending over backwards for their attention. Instead, you disappear into your own world, but you leave just enough traces to keep them wondering. Here's how it works. You stop giving them easy access to you. You stop being the one who reacts or responds quickly. Instead, you become a mystery they can't figure out. They'll see you living your life, maybe through a social post here, a new achievement there, but it's always just Out of reach, you let them chase the idea of who you are now, not who you were when you were emotionally available. That person gone, you've leveled up, and they're left chasing shadows, trying to get back what they lost without even realizing how much has changed. Imagine this: they expect you to be there, to keep texting, to keep trying. But this time you're gone, not completely, but just enough. You leave traces of your growth, your happiness, your progress. You post that picture at the gym, that new job announcement, that weekend getaway with friends. But there's no direct access to you anymore. They'll see that you're moving forward, and they'll start to wonder where they fit in, or if they even do. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." And here's the twist: you're no longer thinking about them. And it shows. When they see you living your best life, they'll realize they've been left behind. But they can't catch up because you're no longer standing still waiting. They'll try to reach out, but you're no longer easily reachable. They'll try to figure out what went wrong, but you've moved on to something better yourself. Here's the thing: you're not disappearing to punish them. You're disappearing to reclaim your power too. Number 7. The importance of a call to action. Engaging your audience. In today's fast-paced digital landscape, it's essential to connect with your audience meaningfully. For those of us sharing insights on personal development, especially targeted toward men over 40, incorporating a call to action, CTA, is crucial. Here are several compelling reasons why a well-crafted CTA can make a significant difference in your content. 1. Guides audience engagement. A CTA acts as a roadmap, guiding your audience on the next steps to take after consuming your content. Whether you want them to subscribe to your channel, comment on the video, or check out additional resources, a clear CTA directs them toward that action. Example: after discussing the importance of vulnerability in communication, you might say, "If this resonates with you, hit that subscribe button for more insights on connecting deeply with others." 2. Builds community and connection. Creating a sense of community is vital, especially for older men who may be looking for support and understanding. A CTA can invite them to join a larger conversation, fostering a sense of belonging. When viewers feel like part of a community, they are more likely to engage and return. Example: "I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your experiences in the comments below, and let's start a conversation about what's worked for you in your relationships." 3. Encourages action and accountability. A well-placed CTA encourages your audience to take action, whether it's implementing advice you've shared or engaging with your content further. When viewers know what to do next, they're more likely to follow through, creating a sense of accountability in their personal growth journey. Example: try incorporating one of the phrases we discussed today in your next conversation. Then let me know how it goes in the comments. Increases conversion rates. In a world where attention spans are short, a compelling CTA can make all the difference in converting casual viewers into loyal subscribers or clients. When you clearly articulate the benefits of taking action, you motivate your audience to engage with your brand. Example: for daily insights and practical tips on living with purpose and confidence, subscribe now. Join our community and take the next step in your personal development journey. 5. Reinforces your message. A CTA serves as a powerful reminder of your core message. By encouraging your audience to take specific actions, you reinforce the importance of your content and its relevance to their lives. It reminds them that the lessons shared are not just theoretical, but can lead to practical change. Example: remember, it's not just about what you say, it's how you say it. Hit the subscribe button to learn more about communicating effectively and authentically. 6. Provides value beyond the content. Including a CTA can also direct your audience to additional resources that provide even more value. Whether it's linking to a related video, a blog post, or an ebook, a CTA expands the learning experience and keeps your audience engaged with your content for longer. Example: if you found this video helpful, check out my ebook on effective communication strategies for men over 40. The link is in the description.